these images happened in the history of the Philippines, the Battle of Mactan. It is said to be the first battle between the Filipino and the Western invaders, the conqueror and the non-subordinate. That isn't Hercules, that is Lapu-Lapu. On March 16, 1521, as what Uyoyo Revillame sang when Philippines was discovered by Magellan. Magellan's story cannot be separated from Lapu-Lapu, especially in Philippine history. They said that it wasn't Lapu-Lapu who literally killed Magellan. And here's one more question. Is he a real human or just a myth? That's what we will answer here in the Philippine history.
Tara!
We already know the ending of this story. Our grade school teaches us that the courageous group of Lapu-Lapu defeated the arrogant group of Magellan in 1521. But have you ever noticed? We do not have anything else to know about the chieftain of Mactan. As what historian Xiao Chua said, it is a big historical problem for a historian. Why? If we are going to believe the traditional historian that we should only believe on eyewitness account, we have only one eyewitness account on him, and that is the Italian chronicler whom with Magellan, Antonio Pigafetta. Here's a problem. Pigafetta wrote only few details about Lapu-Lapu. Pigafetta wrote, they met this Raja of Cebu named Humabon, and on the other side of the island, Mactan are two chieftains, Zula and Si Lapu-Lapu. But because of the very few details written about Lapu-Lapu, even though historians do not seem to agree with the spelling of his name really is. Si Lapu-Lapu appeared in the writings of Pigafetta, but according to Dr. Augusto de Viana, chairperson, History Department, University of Santo Tomas, the word Si is just an affiliation, for example, si Juan, si Pedro. So Lapu-Lapu is the real name of the man. Sometimes, Lapu-Lapu is known in the name of Kalipulaku. Kalipulaku comes from a Chinese mestizo, Carlos Calao, a poem published in the year 1614. It's an excoriation of Kalipulaku, better known to modern Filipinos as Lapu-Lapu, for having killed Ferdinand Magellan, who is credited for having begun the Christianization of the Philippines. Even his name is put into debate. There are claims that Lapu-Lapu is from Borneo. This theory is not very far off, since there is a place in Mactan called Buaya, which is a trading colony of Borneo. Lapu-Lapu is also said to be a port tax collector. He collects the taxes and controls ports where foreign trade is practiced. There are also claims that he is a Muslim. They say this is a possibility since before the Westerners came, we were part of the Malaysian region, so Lapu-Lapu could have had connection with the Tausons. But Cebuanos then drink liquor and eat pork meat. These two are prohibited in Islam. Hence, the possibility of Lapu-Lapu being a Muslim is very slim. Though Pigafetta has written very little about Lapu-Lapu, those writings are proof that Lapu-Lapu is real and not simply something Filipinos have made up. When there was very little written about Lapu-Lapu, there was much written about Magellan. Many places were named after Magellan, including the Strait of Magellan, and even here in the Philippines, there are a lot of Magallanes streets. Magellan's discovery of the Philippines was actually accidental, since their original target is the island of Molucca or the Spice Islands in Indonesia. Magellan was a Portuguese who sailed for Spain despite the two countries' strong rivalry then. He decided to seek support from Spain when the King of Portugal refused to believe that it is possible to take the westward route to the east. Magellan wasn't able to find Molucca but found the Philippines instead. Filipinos opened their doors to Magellan not because they are gullible as some believe, but because they see other foreigners before him as business opportunities, people to trade with. Fast forward, a mass was held for the group of Magellan. More than 800 Cebuanos were converted to Catholic thereafter, including the Sultan of Cebu, Humabon. When Magellan saw Humabon's army might, he offered to conquer all of the Sultan's enemies to gain his trust. The Sultan gladly accepted since he had a strong rival, an enemy in the person of Lapu-Lapu, due to a long-time dispute over taxes imposed by Lapu-Lapu on foreign trading, but couldn't afford to attack due to Lapu-Lapu's warrior tribe. They reached Mactan 3 hours before dawn. The captain did not wish to fight then, but sent a message to the natives that if they would obey the King of Spain, recognize the Christian King of Cebu as their sovereign, and pay tribute, he would be their friend. But that if they wished otherwise, they should wait to see how the Spaniards' lances wounded. The tribe of Lapu-Lapu replied that if the Spaniards had lances, the natives had lances of bamboo and stakes hardened with fire. They asked the Spaniards not to attack them at once, but to wait until morning, so that they might have more men. The natives said that in order to induce the Spaniards to go in search of them, for they had dug certain pit holes between the houses. When morning came, 49 from the group of Magellan had leaped into the water up to their thighs, and walked through the water for more 2 crossbow flights before they could reach the shore. The boats could not approach nearer because of certain rocks in the water. The other 11 men remained behind to guard the boats. When they reached the land, the group of Lapu-Lapu formed in 3 divisions to the number of more than 1,500 persons. When they saw the Spaniards, they charged down upon them with exceedingly loud cries, 2 divisions on the Spaniards' flanks and 3rd on their front. When the captain saw that, he formed the Spaniards into 2 divisions, and thus did they begin to fight. The boat started its artillery fire or cannons, but it did no damage because the battleground was beyond its range. Lapu-Lapu and his men began to close in for the kill. They were shouting more and more wildly and jumping from side to side to disconcert the Spaniards' aim. They advanced simultaneously under the cover of their shields, assailing them with arrows, javelins, lances with points hardened with fire, stone, and even human waste. Then, finally, one of Lapu-Lapu's men hit him in the left leg with a powerful swing of a long bolo which caused Magellan to collapse forward in his face. Then, they threw themselves upon him and ran through with all the weapons they had and killed him. To answer the question presented at the beginning of this video, was it really Lapu-Lapu who killed Magellan? There was no confirmation that it was Lapu-Lapu who literally killed him. It could have been anyone. But since Lapu-Lapu is the head of the tribe, the killing of Magellan was attributed to him. Let's ask some people here what they know about Lapu-Lapu.
Mukay bawa na. Wala bawan, lugar naman na siya.
Huh? So, si Lapu-Lapu. For me, he's a brave hero. Specifically, siya ang ni namuno here in Lapu-Lapu. Of course, he's a dato. So far, ako naibawaan ni Lapu-Lapu is Moto. He's a brave one, and when Magellan came here in Lapu-Lapu,
what I know about Lapu-Lapu, okay, straight to the point lang, there is a battle between the Spaniards that is led by Magellan niya versus kanang Lapu-Lapu and his company. Wow, kay ba primarily sa reason, pero all I know is kanang napildi nila ang Spaniards niya. Di po ko sure if kanang si Lapu-Lapu dyan ang nakapatay ni Magellan. Basta all I know is kanang siya ang nag-led sa iyang company diri sa, which is known as Mactan back then. Nya kuan, daog sila sa Spaniards. Moro to.
so, nay rumors, but I don't know if tinuod siya, dili si Lapu-Lapu ang nakapatay, kundi one of the soldiers of Lapu-Lapu. So, I don't know kung kuan pa unsa pang about the history behind Lapu-Lapu, but for me maro to siya.
Si Lapu-Lapu kay nyari siya sa kanang sa Cebu.
Ha?
So diri na part mao na siyang gitawag sa nga Lapu-Lapu kay diri man niya napildi si Magellan, diri napita.
That goes to show how little this generation know about Lapu-Lapu. Seems like Daniel Padilla is more famous than our first hero.